What's up, YouTube? It's Mikey C here again, and today I'm gonna give you my outlook on the 2020 FC West uh, upcoming draft, my mock version, and then the roster outlook after that. If you checked out my last video, you kind of get a glimpse of what I'm trying to do here. This is gonna be video number 2 of 8, and then I'm gonna give you my my last 1 or 2 mock drafts before the actual draft on Thursday. So before we get into that, I start every video with all this trying times going down right now. I hope everybody's safe. Be safe. Do what you got to do. Protect your family. For all those that are not working, just hold in there. It's crazy. I have my own political views, but this is not the channel for that. So today I'm gonna do the AFC West, which include the Denver Broncos, the KC Chiefs, Super Bowl champion Chiefs, the new Las Vegas Raiders, and then Los Angeles Chargers. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This is going to be what I think their draft picks are going to be, and all my drafts are no trades. I can't mock a trade, especially in the seventh round mock. There's no way. So you can see the Broncos got like a million draft picks, and I think it's like 14, 12, 13, whatever it is. It's just too many. And then the Chiefs had a couple. The Rays had I think like 7 or 8, and the Chargers got 7 or 8. But you can see here the Broncos, they had a depth. They lost Chris Harris, so getting C.J. Henderson to replace him. They need O-line help. I think they would have drafted a wide receiver at 15, but in my mock draft, the top 3 were gone: Ruggs, Judy, and Lamb. So again, Cleveland in the second round is solid, and then Jennings is actually just because they come from the same school. I think they're 2 different players, and when it comes to actually wide receiver, Cordell Patterson and Juwan Jennings are the same player, but Juwan Jennings is actually a receiver. I think he can actually be a solid player. And I think he will complement Cortland Sutton. So this is going to be a solid pick. Tyler Biadasz is a solid pickup. Rashard Lawrence, Kavon Wallace, Darrell Taylor. I have James Morgan, who is rising on my board. And Denver don't need a quarterback, or they don't. I don't know. They're sold on Drew Lock. Cool. So if not, you have a couple guys on this roster, but James Morgan can be someone that you can groom, and then they got a couple other guys they can put on practice squad and learn the ropes, and then maybe be a everyday roster player for the next season. The Chiefs, the Super Bowl Chiefs, didn't really have any picks. Trayvon Diggs falling to them at 32. You couldn't pass on them. They needed depth there. They could use a player. Jordan Elliott at 63, and he's probably not going to be there at 63, but my mock draft, he is. What's going to happen to Chris Jones after this? We don't know. So could Jordan Elliott be a heir apparent? Willie Gay is the guy that I think is going to start on somebody's team next year. 3rd round, 96 pick is probably, give or take, 10 or 15 picks. I really, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being in the 5th round. But this guy is a player, just like Jordan Brooks. And my previous rankings on linebackers, I had Jordan Brooks, I think, going in the 3rd round. I might have been definitely wrong on that. He could be a late 1st round, early 2nd round pick. And I think Willie Gay is right behind him without the red flags. So, and then the Tane Moody, his injuries, I don't see him going higher than where he's at right there. And if he does actually stay healthy, Chiefs got a solid player in Josh Kelly, a running back, to help out. Really can't say anything more than that because the Chiefs don't really need a running back in their system. So, but Joshua Kelly is a stud player. Raiders, CeeDee Lamb, if he falls to them at 12, they're going to snatch him up. Kinlaw will not fall there. He will not fall there. But if he does, and when you see what I did with their roster, I was like, damn, they really didn't need Kinlaw. But to have him, it's a luxury. So you can't have enough pressure on the quarterback. And you can't have enough protection for the quarterback. And that's always going to be bar none, the biggest needs. You need to put pressure on the quarterback. You need to protect the quarterback. So it doesn't matter the depth there. You're always going to need it. So why not have it in abundance? Bryce Hall, because of injuries, I think he does fall there to 80. And Matt Hennessy is a solid pick because I don't know how much longer Rodney Hudson's going to be around. So he could fill in. Brandon Jones is probably better than a late third round pick, but if he does fall there, he just adds depth. Excuse me, I need some water. Amit Robertson, small guy in stature, but Superman in style. And if he actually lasts 121st pick, he's gonna fit in the Raiders mold and do what he does, which is break up passes, intercept passes, helps on special teams. Solid player. Jacob Breeland, I just kind of threw him in there. Yeah, they signed Witten to back up Darren Waller. Witten's just a name. Breeland's probably not gonna see too much time this year, but I think he can be molded into a solid player. So the Chargers. This is the most interesting thing. I really didn't want them taking a quarterback because I have so much faith in Tyrod Taylor, and he got a raw deal. Solid player in Buffalo. He's a quarterback. I think he's an NFL quarterback, and he will be this year. And he might actually stay the whole season because of Tua's injury history. And I think the Chargers are going to go ahead and take a chance on him. And Tua being drafted, learn the play system, and Tyrod Taylor will be ostracized and gone after this year. And then you have a guy like Isaiah Wilson come in to protect whoever is at quarterback, because I think he's going to be the starting left tackle day one. Curtis Weaver in the 4-3 defense, perfect fit. Opposite of Bosa or replacing Bosa on the give a breather with Melvin Ingram there, solid. Hunter Bryant fits perfectly next to Hunter Henry, and you can have them both play at the same time and take out a wide receiver, because Hunter Bryant can be a wide receiver if needed. If he can clean up his character, solid. And then running back, wide receiver, Guidry. If Javelin Guidry is there at 220, which because he did have such a great mock or draft. I'm sorry. He had a great combine. If he has that kind of a combine, woo! I mean, this guy could end up shooting up boards. He's just little though, so I just don't know where he fits. But if the Chargers get him in the 7th round, they can just groom him to be a solid player. So let's go ahead and see what the Broncos roster could look like. So obviously you got Elway is satisfied with Drew Lock and Driscoll being his backup. All right, we're good there. They signed Melvin Gordon. Yeah, Phil Lindsay there. I'm not mad at the signing, but are you gonna just be a run team and not worry about your wide receivers there that have talent and just focus on that? I mean, that's cool. And any quarterback, young quarterback, is gonna need help. So I think that's a solid sign. And you have Cortland Sutton, Deshaun Hamilton, and then if Juwan Jennings there, I think that's pretty solid. And Noah Fant, hopefully he doesn't have a sophomore slump. You have a good offense there. Garrett Bowles, that's going to be your biggest problem on the offensive line. Maybe Ezra Cleveland takes over for that or moves into guard. But where does he go? Because you guys signed Graham Gaslow, and you have Dalton Reisner, Tyler Badash at their center, Juwan James at tackle. So now you just have depth, and that's what any good team needs is depth. So the offense looks good. I'll just say good, not great, but good. The defense, Getting Jarrell Casey, I could not believe that happened, and I know he's a little long in the tooth. He is a borderline Hall of Fame player for the Tennessee Titans, and the Broncos on for nothing. So usually a player like that goes to a team that's gonna be on the verge of winning a Super Bowl. I don't see the Broncos doing that this year. But being alongside Purcell and Harris, I'm looking forward to this, seeing this defense and having DeMarcus Walker, Draymond Jones, and possibly a rookie like Rashad Lawrence there. That's gonna be fun to watch because you have Von Miller, Bradley Chubb on the edge. You have Todd Davis, who is a great captain on the defense. Like Alexander Johnson is actually pretty solid. Josie Jewell coming off the bench. Darrell Taylor, a rookie, could play multiple positions in any defense. You lost Chris Harris, but you did draft C.J. Henderson to replace him, and having Isaac Yadom, A.J. Boye via trade, or I don't know if it was via trade or free agency. Secondary is looking solid. Bryce Callahan there, slot or just coming off the bench. And your safeties, Kareem Jackson's been around for a while, but Justin Simmons is a stud. I think he's actually the most underrated safety in this league. He's not Steve Atwater, who I've praised throughout my life, nearly 39 years of life here, but Simmons is solid. So I don't know. I like the Broncos, but it's the Kansas City Chiefs division to lose, with the Raiders making some moves. The Chargers and Broncos are going to be fighting for the last spot this year. Speaking of the Super Bowl winning Chiefs, you got Mahomes, you got Chad Henne. Not too much to talk about. You still got Damian Williams and Darwin Thompson. And you still have your wide receivers, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman. And your backups are solid. You know, DeMarcus Robinson is a solid player. Travis Kelce's still there. You know, Eric Fisher. You know, your O-line is tight. So, I mean, they didn't need to do anything to change there. Their defense, they were worried about Chris Jones, but they locked him up. Now you have Jordan Elliott next to him, or maybe replace him in the near future, because you do have Kalen Saunders and Derek Nadati. You know, your linebackers needed some work, and I think Willie Gay is going to be your starting middle linebacker, and I think that's going to be a solid addition. Anthony Hitchens is solid. Damian Wilson is solid. Ben Nemian is solid too. So their linebacking corps is actually pretty solid. So in their secondary with Tyrann Mathieu, Juwan Thornhill, Bashad Breeland, Trayvon Diggs. If he does end up getting drafted by them, this could be a very solid defense, better than last year. And it wasn't even their defense that won, you know, their games. It's Mahomes. Mahomes is a stud. So Chiefs will probably once again be the number one ranked team in the AFC West. Now we have the new Las Vegas Raiders. They have Marcus Mariota now as a backup to Derek Carr, who is going to be handing the ball off to arguably the Rookie of the Year, Josh Jacobs. Colin Murray got it, arguably, but I think he deserved it. But you have Josh Jacobs there. What's going to happen in the future here, I don't know. Derek Carr may only have one more year. Marcus Mariota be in the future. I don't know about that either. So, but at the same time, now you have a rookie in CeeDee Lamb. You have wide receiver and Terrell Williams, and signing in Nelson Aguilar. And you have some depth on the wide receiver line. So there's no excuses for the offense to put up numbers, especially with Darren Waller and a great veteran in Jason Witten. And the offensive line is solid. Colton Miller, Richie Incognito, Rodney Hudson, Gabe Jackson, Trent Brown. That's probably one of, if not the top three best offensive lines in the NFL right now, bar none. And their depth is pretty solid. So their defense, Their number one defensive player picked last year, Clelin Ferrell, had a solid season, not spectacular, but it was their later round pick, Max Crosby, that raised eyebrows. And if you added Javon Kinlaw, that defensive front can be scary. They added Corey Littleton. They added Nick Kwiatkowski. They have decent, solid secondary. The Raiders, I think, are going to be fighting tooth and nail to win this division. So don't be surprised. And they did sign Malik Collins, too. So I'm just saying, watch out for the Raiders this year. I like this lineup. And if they do actually surpass the Chiefs, if they do, it's due to solid rotation, solid depth. The Chargers, Tyrod Taylor, he is going to be a starter. Tua is going to sit, and a smart GM and coach will just let him sit. They let go of Melvin Gordon to a division rival, which is kind of crazy. But Eckler he's solid. He's, for you fantasy guys, he probably be a top 15 running back for fantasy. Keenan Allen is one of the stud wide receivers out there, as is Mike Williams. They don't have the depth there, so that's going to be interesting. But if you draft Hunter Bryant, you can do a 2 tight end set instead of having a third wide receiver, and you have the double Hunter Henry and Hunter Bryant there. The O-line does need some work. Drafting Isaiah Wilson will help. Getting Trey Turner is solid. Signing Bulaga, so it's a transform O-line. And Tyrod Taylor doesn't need a steady O-line, and he proved that back with Buffalo. So I'm vouching for Taylor. If I was the GM or the team drafting for the Chargers, I wouldn't even have drafted Tua, or I wouldn't even draft a quarterback. I wouldn't trust in Tyrod, but that's why I'm not making the money like that. But it's their defense, and this defense, on paper, Bosa and Ingram coming at them, Jones and Joseph coming from the interior. You have depth. You have depth on linebacker. Tranquil was a surprise at linebacker. Perryman, with his injuries, Malik Jefferson, Kaiser White. I mean, it doesn't matter who you start. You get the backup start one game and then start the next. It don't matter. They're so equal there. And then they signed Chris Harris in our conference. Derwin James is a stud. Casey Hayward, Desmond King. Their defense is what's gonna keep them in games. And just like I was saying about the NFC West, it's gonna be a hard fought division. I just think the lack of coaching is gonna hurt certain teams in this division, and that's what's gonna keep KC atop, and then the rest are just gonna be we'll see. So again, thanks for watching. AMC South is up next. I grew up in Tampa, so I'm looking forward to doing the Bucks. And they have Tom Brady. Oh my God, that's just bananas right there. Hope everyone is okay. Please subscribe and like. And I'm just doing me, you know. So I appreciate everybody and everything. Just keep showing the love. I'm gonna keep showing the love when I can. And you know, it is what it is.